Yeah, we'll wake her up.
I'm gonna be standing like outside her
Do
field
you
of
have a
vision where
move, an
she's
angel
strapped
move,
in.
or something like that?
For
Or
what?
do you have an angel move or something like that? Or is it just a thing that you can do?
I don't think it's a thing I can do.
You could spend stock, right?
Yeah, you have to spend stock to wake her up.
Because
Yeah,
it's like it's
funny
part of
story about my stock.
you're all out.
Nobody
So-
raided Princey's room yet? Or not Princey, sorry, Sun's room?
I figured
I haven't touched Sun's room.
stock would have been part of mine.
No, Sun had his own personal stock, as we know.
Awesome.
I don't know if you considered raiding it. If you haven't, I don't know if that crossed Setter's mind.
It didn't cross my mind as a player because I had all bundled. I bundled Princey's and Sun supplies into my own.
Nah, because remember Sun was stalking himself.
Hmm.
You
I
could probably
see.
find like one stock of his stuff if you've raided it, which I'm willing to say that you probably have.
Okay. And I suppose that's just enough to.
Just enough to wake her up.
I'm gonna like stand off where she can't see me when he does this, or when Setter does this, just so I can like have the element of surprise if I'm needed.
I wait till can see her coming too. I'm like probably like directly in front of her, squatting down a little bit. So she's strapped into like a chair, right? So she's sitting up,
Yeah, she like
and I'm like squatting down a little bit. So I'm like right at her level, waiting for her to wake up.
she like kind of goes rigid for a second, and then like her eyes just like open slowly, and she's just like clearly her vision is blurry, and it takes a second for her eyes to focus, and she's like, and then she like noticed what's going on, and is like, "What the fuck, Doc?"
Welcome back to the world of the living. Nobody.
What the fuck did your friend do to me?
She didn't do much. I don't think she did anything really. See now, I'm not interested in Iris. I'm interested in you. And
Like looks at you and just like raises an eyebrow. Is like, if you were interested, all you had to do was ask. You didn't have to go through all this trouble.
you're worth the trouble.
She like winks. Like, what can I do for you, Doc?
You can start by telling the truth.
Okay. About
Who
what?
are you?
I'm nobody.
See, that's a lie.
Why is it a lie?
You're too interesting to be nobody.
What do you define as somebody?
I don't know about what I define as somebody, but I know if I looked up not nobody in the dictionary, I'd see a picture of you.
She like looks a little like shakes her head and is like, "I'm sorry, I just woke up. You're gonna have to run that by me again."
Double negatives. I just say, who are you?
Nobody.
Look, nobody. I know you think you're not afraid of dying. And you might even be, if you're really that stupid. But dying isn't the worst thing that can happen to you.
Oh yeah? What is?
I motion to the machines and needles and all the stuff that she's kind of hooked into.
She like, I was like, "I'm impressed. Didn't realize you guys knew so much out here."
That's kind of what I'm talking about, nobody. You, you're not telling us the truth.
About what?
Who you are.
I have no
I have
importance.
read her at this point. Sorry, you have... What did you say?
I have no importance. I have no authority. I'm
How do you know what
nobody.
this is?
How do you?
Nice. I was advancing my 3 basic moves, by the way. I
Ooh.
know I didn't say that ahead of the 12 plus.
Yeah,
but
that
I
is
was.
fair. Because I don't take you for a bluffer. I just need to get
I don't. I
experience.
don't know if the read a person was one of them though.
Okay, so where can I find the expanded moves? Can somebody tell me in the PDF?
It's in the improvement section, which is I can never find like page
177.
180 something. Yeah.
Okay.
So the basic moves are read a sitch, read a person, open your brain.
Yeah, 186, 187 for the advancing moves bits. 185.
Oh no, it's just. It looks like it's just all 3 of them. Or
You get to choose which 3 you do with your first one.
Yeah, which one are you doing?
Yeah.
Definitely under fire.
Okay.
Definitely weird.
And then reading a person.
I'm actually like. Yeah, I'll do read a person. Why not?
Okay. Let me see what you get to do when you read a person.
I get to ask whatever question I want, not limited to the list. The problem is all the questions you can ask kind of boil back down to the list anyway. That's like the problem with advancing that move.
I mean, you don't have to.
I know I don't have to. I
Go
think I
ahead.
will.
Go ahead. Ask away. 3 questions.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I think I'm holding onto my hold right now.
Okay.
And I'll say probably something like out of character.
Yep.
For when I want to use them. Because I'm asking her a bunch of questions right now anyway and interrogating her.
Yeah, so she says, I have no importance. I have no authority. I am nobody.
But where do you come from, nobody?
A different city than this. You've never heard of it. It's very far from here.
How'd you come here?
I walked mostly. Picked up rides when I could. Took a plane for a bit. That was an experience.
I like that coming in. Boy, oh boy.
What else do you want?
I want your whole life story, nobody.
It's not much of a story. Not
How-
much different than yours, I'm sure.
How do you know what this is? I'm talking about like the augury.
How do you?
I made it.
She
A lot of hard
nods.
work. Corpses.
She nods. That's your technique. Interesting.
How do you know what it is?
Oh, I made one myself once.
So you know what happens when I turn it on?
Oh, I'm very aware.
You know what happens when I turn it on when there's all this psychic interference in the air?
Oh, I know exactly what happens, and I'd really prefer if you didn't do that.
You know what happens to the antenna?
I know what happens, Doc, and I'd very much prefer if you didn't do that.
And I'd very much prefer you started telling me the whole truth.
What do you want to know? Ask questions, I'll answer them.
What do you know about the Maelstrom?
Oh, about as much as you do, I imagine. Maybe some more, maybe some less, depending on what we're talking about. I need specifics.
Okay, now I'm asking a question. What are these specifics I can ask her about?
I mean, stuff she's already mentioned. Stuff. Just ask her questions you want to know. She'll either know it or she won't.
But she won't tell me.
Well, she will. You haven't asked her about specifics about the Maelstrom yet, my friend. You don't know what
Okay.
she's going to say.
How do you know that kids interfere with it?
I've dealt with that a bit in my days. It's rather annoying, actually. That's why I find it better to just get rid of the pests when we can. Move on.
Why do you care about how it works?
I find it interesting. I've told you I travel a lot. I've seen a few of these in my days. Not one quite like this, though. Never seen someone use bodies.
Yeah.
Very
How was-
creative.
Boy, oh boy. 2 hold, and I can ask whatever I want. Well, not quite, but close to.
Any more questions?
Tons.
Ask away. I don't have much choice anyway.
Will you help me fixing this? And this is me asking her.
Will I help you fix what?
The world.
Depends how you want me to help. If the way you want me to help is by you turning on that machine, then no, I'd rather not. But I guess I don't really have a choice, do I?
You don't. But the good news for you is this machine is mostly to stick. I really don't want to use it.
I have a hard time believing that.
Well, do you have a hard time believing that kind of taking a liking to you?
Oh, I have a very hard time believing that.
Yeah, strapped to the chair. I can see how you'd feel that way. It's true. I do like you. Just that
Well, I
Some-
appreciate it.
sometimes bodies are hard to come by for this thing. And boy, does it chew through bodies.
You're trying to intimidate me.
A little bit.
It's not working. You're not really that scary, even with your machine.
I'm not. I don't have to be scary. The machine is. You know what they call it?
No, I don't.
They call it my morguery.
You'll have to explain that one to me.
Well, a morgue is where you keep dead bodies. And the augury is what they call one of these radios.
Is that the name you have for it?
It's the name we have for it. Did you have a name for it when you built yours?
Death trap, mostly.
Same principle applies.
I noticed. Dangerous.
Very.
Heresy. There's lots
Heresy.
of different words for it.
Where did heresy come from? Is that from your different fucking city?
Yes, my different fucking city. We have different fucking principles. We have rules about this sort of thing.
Is that what you know about? Where you know this from? Were you a priest?
She like laughs and she's like, no, that's not quite how that story goes.
You were a heretic. Well, I know you were. You built one.
I was a what?
A heretic.
Yes.
Is that why you left?
One of the many reasons, yes.
So, I'll ask you again. And knowing that I don't want to turn this machine on with you plugged into it, will you help me? And will you help Earl fix this broken world?
I don't have much of a choice.
You have more of a choice than anyone. Because you can say no, and I'll turn this machine on, and you won't wake up again. But you're okay with that. Not many people are.
Oh, I think you misunderstand. Of all the ways to go, I'd rather it not be this one.